everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here with Spellbinders and their Embossing Folder Club of the month. And for this month of March, it is called Garden Path. It is a beautiful design, floral with some leaves in the background. It's almost like a vine, and it gives a great impression because of the width of the design, which I think is great. I'm going to grab my mister because whenever I use an embossing folder, I always mist my cardstock. This cardstock is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to set it in an area specific to that embossing folder, and that is what's great with these embossing folders. They are great for slim lines, and they are great for our regular size cards and everything in between as well. By misting the cardstock, I'm loosening up those fibers so that the cardstock doesn't crack or tear. And now when I say mist, I mean mist. Now I want to layer. I want to have another panel with another color. So I placed my first panel underneath where I had placed it. I'm placing my second one in the same where I want that print to be, if that makes sense. So I'm putting that down on my table. I'm taking the embossing folder, making sure it's sitting the right way, placing my other cardstock that's been cut smaller where I want that to be. I'm putting the folder down and one cutting plate, running that back and forth through my Platinum 6. And now I have my second piece. Also misting that cardstock as well. Again, when you do that, you're loosening up those fibers. This is considered a regular embossing plate, but it gives great detail. I'm going to put down my first layer first onto my standard A2 size card base. I'm then going to take the second piece that I embossed, the pink, and put that onto a craft mat around that piece. I'm then going to prop this up using some double-sided foam squares, and I'm going to take this panel and put it basically in the same position where I was positioning it into the embossing folder, if that makes sense. So what's happening is the pattern is coming up onto that second piece. And for me to do that, I just put the original piece of cardstock that I embossed underneath the embossing folder and laid my cardstock down. So now, if you look, you can just see that pattern in the same spot throughout the cardstock. I have no idea if I'm explaining this the right way or what I'm trying to talk. Here's what I want you to take away. The tip of putting the cardstock that you already embossed underneath any embossing folder to place a second one if you want to continue the pattern up on that. That is what I want you to take away with, that tip. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm sure many have done this before. This is what I found to be easiest. I'm taking a die cut sentiment and I'm just placing it right underneath that main flower there, and it was propped up on vellum paper. I'm going to add some Color Essential Gems by Spellbinders, and again, this is from the Crystal Mix, which is great. They have white iridescent and also clear iridescent type of gems in this pack. And even though these are self-adhesive, I do like to put just a little bit of glue down just to make sure that they just don't go anywhere. I'm going to set everything aside, and that's our card. Beautiful design, beautiful texture that's created in absolutely no time. As always, I hope you enjoyed today's project featuring Spellbinders Embossing Folder Club of the month for March, and again, it was called Garden Path. As always, all the products that I use will be listed down below, along with links to their shop, blog for even more inspiration, and all of the clubs that they do have available. If you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below, and I will make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that thumbs up, and most of all, hit the bell, because hopefully YouTube will be able to announce or let you know that a new video has posted. But I do post here regularly. Enjoy creating your art. Have fun in your crafty space. Let those tensions release. That's what I find when I craft or create. That's what happens for me. But most of all, remember what's most important to me. Always be creative, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care.